Hey Fitter family, this is your coach Shashank Shekhar with another video related to injuries. This one was very much related to the mindset on what does recovery really mean and is it possible to recover completely. So I got injured way back in 2012 during a motorcycle accident where I had injured my cervical and lumbar spine. That got me in a really foul mood for a long time because I thought I'd never be able to regain my original strength. Until I did a lot of research and I saw things from a very different perspective. I saw that Saina Nehwal had perhaps 7+ surgeries on her foot. Maria Sharapova had multiple surgeries, over her knee. Same for Nadal and many other athletes as well. Um, I know a couple of strongmen who've had multiple disc herniations. There were many famous actors, including Hrithik Roshan, who's had uh, spinal scoliosis, I believe, and still, despite that, they're able to make great bodies. So I saw that there are examples all around us where people either have had an injury or a setback or a natural condition which does not allow them to train as optimally, like people having flat feet, and yet people have made good bodies. They are very fit, they are very strong despite having those kind of injuries or natural issues from the past. Taking inspiration from that, I believe that in if you really want to strengthen yourself after an injury, the only way forward is to first rehabilitate. Rehabilitation can be by yourself if you have a enough knowledge about how the mechanics of each workout works, or if you have been following the fitness thing for a long time and you really understand the movement, then you can watch YouTube videos. Nowadays, you can find a rehab video about almost anything, whether it be it shoulder or knee or ACL, MCL recovery, whatever. You can find people who have documented their recoveries post a surgery or post an operation, in video, day 1 to day 40 of recovery, things like that. So nowadays, it's really easy to find things like that on social media, like YouTube. And another way would be to go to a physiotherapist and take professional help if you are not adequate in yourself. Seek professional help. With the help of a physiotherapist, do some basic recovery so that you are able to get back to the gym. Once you're back to the gym, there are two things that you should be doing. Number one, you should be re-looking at how you got the injury in the first place if it was an inside gym injury. You should look at your form, you should look at multiple videos, make notes each time you're going to the gym so that you can remember how you are going to do a particular exercise. Okay, because doing the exercises correctly is the thing which is going to prevent future injuries from happening. Secondly, if you are injured, you may or may not need to alter the way you train. For example, let's say somebody has injured their supraspinatus, which is one of the muscles in the shoulder girdle. Then they may not be able to do a couple of exercises properly. For example, when I had hurt, this muscle way back, I think a couple of years back, then I was not able to do dumbbell overhead press very optimally. Of course, I knew somebody who had been working closely with national level athletes, for injury rehabilitation for a long time. So I sought his help in this particular aspect. And he gave me a great suggestion. He said that, why are you trying to load the supraspinatus while coming down? Why don't you move your elbows a little bit forward, and while coming down, you take the load on your triceps? So this was a great way for me to ensure that I kept training and not load a muscle that was already injured. And this is an example. So if you are injured or you're recovering from an injury, you may need to train differently. So look at different ways to train. Again, either you can seek the help of a physiotherapist, or you can just browse social media and learn from there. Secondly is, in the long run, you need to strengthen the areas which were injured. The only way forward is through. So if you believe you've hurt your back, the only way forward is to strengthen the posterior chain. You have to strengthen the back, uh, the mid back, the lower back, the glutes, the hamstrings. Ensure that the entire posterior chain is strong now. If you've injured your neck, ensure that you're building a strong, foundation with the help of traps. So you're growing your traps; they're able to support your neck in a better way against any jerk, like a punch in boxing. So these three things: number one, ensuring that you take proper rest and let the muscle recover. Number two, taking help of a professional in rehabilitation. Number three, ensuring that you reassess your form. And number four, you ensure that you are focusing on strengthening that area for good. These four things, not three, four things are going to ensure that you are going to have a successful recovery and you will be back to your original strength in no time. If elite athletes and sports persons like Federer, Nadal, Nehwal, Sharapova, and Brent Contreras, if people like those are able to get injured and recover and go back to competing at a higher level, you can definitely go back to the gym and reach a place where you are working out, at your original strength or more. All right. So that's a new perspective for you. Good luck.